If you're like most people in our wonderful community, you're probably doing okay. Hey, maybe better than okay. Sure, summer could have lasted a little longer, but in trade, we can already start to imagine the satisfying smell of a Thanksgiving turkey with all the fixins'. The U.S. economy continues to improve and unemployment is lower, and right here in Saline, our citizens have recently been able to support much-needed improvements to the public school properties. Our municipality has added and nicely maintained pleasant paths for quiet walks and exercise. Better still, many residents are actually able to squeeze out a bit of free time to use these assets. Even when we read about downtown parking discussions in the local paper, it can be too easy to miss the most important part of the story. Parking is only a problem because people are coming to Saline to spend money here. Can't be all bad to have a problem with a silver lining. Did you know that many people right here in Saline are not as well off, not as able to experience so much of what makes Saline the spectacular place that you and I enjoy on a daily basis? These people are our neighbors, and they are struggling. You probably know them, but you may not notice them. Some are senior citizens. Years ago, you could have read about them in one of the local newspapers, covering them when they played competitive sports in high school, announced their marriages, went off to serve our country in the military. Today, they may live a very different life. Elderly, on a fixed income, possibly disabled, and relying on Social Security for more than a safety net. It's all they have, with no prospect of merit raise, year-end bonus, or retirement income. But that's not all. Think about the person that may bag your groceries or serve your coffee. These are people that may even clean your house or take care of the yards in your subdivision. Hardworking, yes, but at wages of $10 or $11 an hour, can you imagine the challenges they face within their families trying to make ends meet? According to Saline Area School District data, more than 500 of the 5,238 students in our own community are on free and reduced lunch programs. More broadly, the United Way has found that as many as 35% of the households in the city of Saline are struggling. Though employed, many are in a category called ALICE. ALICE is an acronym which stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, but Employed. These are the individuals and families that work and earn above the poverty level, but less than it takes to survive. And that's where we come in. For over 50 years, Saline Area Social Service has been serving those in our community that are struggling. Tonight's event is called Thanks for Giving, and if you have supported us, thank you, and here are some of their stories.
I grew up in Saline from about 6 years old.
We've lived here pretty much my whole life.
The area is very child-friendly and there's a lot of nature that the kids can take advantage of.
Wanted to get out to the country, away from the city.
After my divorce, I was actually able to find a job in Saline. I was able to get myself enrolled in Eastern, so it's close, and everything just kind of worked out for us here in Saline.
I had a little shop in Estes Park, Colorado. It was like my dream of life. Okay. And we had a really bad store backup. Of course, we had to get out of it in a hurry, and there we were then. So my older daughter, lives in Saline.
I first came to know social services 31 years ago when my son was born. He was born with a heart condition, and I had a home health nurse that came in and checked on him every day. So the home health nurse actually recommended Saline Social Services. At that time, I didn't even know it existed. Fast forward 12 years, 13 years, they asked if I wanted to volunteer, and I thought, why not? And that turned into, oh, I'm full-time.
When I first moved here 16 years ago, I went in and received help, and then about a year later, I volunteered.
I had gotten a bad case of shingles in 2012, and our handyman that takes care of things around the yard, he's the one who told me to come here.
It's actually from a friend of ours. Yeah, she was a friend from church.
I was actually volunteering at the rec center with their new registration at an open house, and Don Dershna came in to sign up, and I said, I've been meaning to come volunteer. So I started volunteering about 3 years ago, and then when Karen retired, I was offered the position as program manager. I have to admit, I was one of those people that, we don't have poor people in Saline. I see all these lovely homes, the schools are great, but there's a need in this community that not many people see.
80% of our clients are working, whether it's full-time or part-time. The other percentage are elderly or people who are on disability.
I'm going to school right now to do special education. I'm getting my master's degree in special education. I should be student teaching about this time next year, and about 2 semesters after that I should be out in the field.
I have 7 children. I used to work at St. Joe's. Now I mow lawns, pick up odd jobs, babysit, just to try to help make ends meet.
I am on disability. I have a form of muscular dystrophy, and some days are better than others, but my doctor pretty much put to me if I wanted to walk my daughter down the aisle, then I needed to stop working, otherwise I was going to be in a wheelchair.
Last June, I was diagnosed with lupus, and I've had a lot of trouble trying to hold a job. Can't really meet the physical, steady needs that I need to. So right now it's trying to decide whether or not I try to apply for disability or try to find a job that I can either work with my health needs or that I can actually do.
There was a lot of nights where it would be trying to see who we could call to see who we could borrow some food from to feed the kids. And it was really depressing, like walking the kitchen and fridge completely empty, maybe 1 or 2 cans in the cabinet, and that's it. And we have 4 kids at home we're trying to take care of. It's nice to know that the kids are going to be able to eat.
Groceries and lots of advice. I mean, when I need something, I come here and ask.
When I started here many years ago, I wasn't able to work at all, so I got help sometimes with my rent, utilities, things like that. Now I'm at the point where I just get help with food.
Patty called the Humane Society for me when the kitty died because we couldn't afford to have her cremated and we didn't know anywhere we could bury her.
For me and my son, I would say probably 9 or 10 meals a week. I found out some other things that are available to their clients. I was able to get some repairs done on my vehicle so I can get back and forth to work and school and get my son to school.
One year I asked for cat and dog food, and do you know, someone brought me a year's worth. I had like 10 bags of dog food and 12 bags of cat food. It was amazing.
Food, diapers, toiletry, things like that, household needs. The backpack school program, my kids definitely participated and we greatly needed the help. They got a backpack, most of their school supplies as far as pencils, paper, things like that, and then they got an additional gift card for shoes, which was very, very helpful.
Binders, pens, pencils, folders, everything that they needed, planners, and that's like huge because I couldn't afford it. There's no way.
Usually during pretty much every major holiday, we get a pretty big food basket. It's a tremendous thing. I can actually have a holiday meal with my family.
The first impression is it's in a cozy little house, so it's very not intimidating. And I was nervous coming in. Some very friendly people greeted us, put us right at ease. I could just tell from the first conversation that we were not being looked down on, that we were actually cared about.
I mean, you feel the moral support. It's easy to come here and not feel like you're going to be looked down on for having a problem.
And I just love that about this place. No one should feel embarrassed to be here. We try and make it a warm, inviting place for people to come.
Without Saline Area Social Services, I don't know where I would be. Being a single father is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. This place has tremendously helped us over the last 2 years.
Oh my gosh, I don't really know what we would have done, honestly. I don't know.
The support that people show, the love people have is awesome. Saline helps in so many ways. I don't know what I would do without them.
The happiness that's in the house because we know everything is covered, that those moments when you're, right up against a line and that's the limit, that limit is now stretched just a little bit further, and we're all enjoying that piece.
I would tell you this is a warm, wonderful organization. Any dollars that we raise goes right back into the program.
Families like mine wouldn't even be able to eat. And you'd be amazed how much a little bit of help can do.
Supporting Saline Social Services is such a great opportunity. They do so many wonderful things for so many people. And I'm very fortunate to have them in my life.
You never know, honestly, in your life when something is going to happen that is going to pull the rug out from under you. And you need help. And I might cry because I am so grateful to you guys.
Oportunidades. El lugar de Social Service es una gran ayuda para nosotros, nos encantan las escuelas también, es una comunidad pequeña, lo que es parte de Saline, pero es muy tranquilo. Pero me encanta trabajar. El trabajo que hago, que es limpieza, yo ante todo muchísimas gracias por el ayudo recibido hasta ahora.
Directamente aquí a Michigan, y desde que llegué tengo ahorita 17 años. Juntamos dinero, trabajamos para comprar una mobile home. Entonces duramos 5 años en la mobile home. Y después un amigo me dijo que había la oportunidad de comprar una casa. Entonces pues igual también trabajando y juntando dinero y logramos conseguir nuestra casa. Y pues ahorita la estamos pagando. Yo por las mañanas trabajo en una compañía que se llama Green Street Tree Care. Andamos cortando árboles. Y por las tardes tengo otro trabajo en un restaurante. Entonces, muchísimas gracias.